Today's program is brought to you by pennystockprofessor.com. For all the best OTCBB stock picks, sign up at pennystockprofessor.com.
Thank you for tuning in to another TBC Daily News Update. I'm Brandon Vincent.
And I'm Angelina Soriano. For California Treasurer Bill Lockyer, the offer from Goldman Sachs Group Incorporation, JP Morgan Chase & Company, and Citigroup Incorporation was too good to refuse. If California were willing to forego competitive bidding for a $4.5 billion bond offering, the banks promised more orders from individuals and a lower bill to the taxpayers. The firms insisted that by negotiating with them, the state would benefit from its special relationship.
Federal prosecutors in Manhattan unsealed narcotics and terrorism charges on Friday against 3 West Africans they identified as associates of al-Qaeda and related terrorist groups. While the DEA has long maintained that al-Qaeda has been involved in drug trafficking, officials at the agency said the case represented the first time such charges had been brought against people linked with the group. The 3 men were arrested on Wednesday in Ghana and flown to the United States on Thursday night. They were charged with narcotics terrorism conspiracy as well as conspiracy to provide material support to terrorist groups. The case grew out of a sting operation, officials said. 2 Drug Enforcement Administration informants posing as members of FARC, the Colombian terrorist group, approached the men seeking their help to move large quantities of cocaine from West Africa through North Africa and the desert and into Spain. The 3 men were charged under statutes passed in 2006 that give federal drug agents the authority to prosecute narcotics and terrorism crimes committed anywhere in the world if a link between the drug offense and a specified act of terrorism or terrorist organization can be established.
TBG sold a stake in Creighton Performance Polymers Incorporation in an initial public offering for less than it paid to buy the chemical maker, as investors extracted the third price cut from a private equity-led IPO in 2 days. The makers of polymers used in adhesives and lubricants raised $139 million at $13.50 a share Wednesday, after buyers rejected an offer of as much as $18 each. The IPO price was a penny lower than what TPG and JP Morgan Chase & Company's buyout arm spent on average for Creighton.
Republican senators say they're ready to do anything in their power to delay action on the Democrats' health overhaul bill, including requiring lengthy amendments to be read aloud on the floor. Senator John McCain of Arizona accused Democrats of violating President Barack Obama's promises of transparency by finalizing the sweeping health bill behind closed doors. McCain said Friday that given the secrecy, it's reasonable to demand changes to the legislation be read aloud. That could take many hours and jeopardize Democrats' goal of passing the bill by Christmas. But for Republicans, that's exactly the point. Minority Leader Mitch McConnell said Republicans had no intention of expediting passages to the legislation, with just days remaining to prove that they can meet a self-imposed Christmas deadline.
Brazil's Bovespa stock index fell for a 3rd day as commodities sank on speculation. Central banks will begin removing stimulus next year. The real dropped after Greece's debt downgrade spurred aversion to the riskiest assets. The Bovespa index dropped 1% to 67,950 points at 8:40 a.m. New York time on Thursday. The BM&F Bovespa Small Cap Index lost 0.3% to 1,137 points. Brazil's real weakened to its lowest level in 7 weeks, falling 1% to 1.7746 per U.S. dollars. Stocks fell in Europe and Asia, and the MSCI Emerging Markets Index of 22 developing countries lost 1.5%.
For Democrats, the holy grail of health care has always been universal coverage. The words have flown carelessly out of their mouths so often that most of them probably long ago stopped thinking about what it would mean in practice if their dream were ever really implemented. Well, now they and we know the ugly truth is universal coverage, Obama style. The federal government is not offering the American public something new and better that they couldn't already get on their own. It is handing down a punitive tax on anyone who dared to allocate their limited resources to the things other than one-size-fits-all health care insurance. In the bill being pushed by the Senate Majority Leader, Harry Reid, U.S. households will be forced to pay $750 to the IRS for every adult without federally approved coverage. What's more, it would hit low-wage workers the hardest. The Congressional Budget Office estimates that the average premium for standard family insurance coverage under the Reid bill will reach $14,000 in 2016. For a worker making $100,000 a year, that's 14% of his income. But for someone making $50,000 a year, that's 28% hidden tax. The Democrats like to tout the expansive new subsidies that they would offer to make insurance affordable, but the truth is that the vast majority of workers would get no such help. They work for employers who would be forced to offer them insurance, and they will have no choice but to take it. And though the employers would pay much of the premiums, it's really the employees who would suffer under the burden of the form of the lower take-home pay.
In fashion news, in a heist executed last Thursday in London, 2 armed thieves hijacked between 50 to 75 dresses from Victoria Beckham's Spring-Summer 2010 collection from a van. The shipment was bound for Neiman Marcus in New York. The dresses are estimated to be worth over $75,000. Today's Dynamic Watch List is brought to you by OTCBB.com. Quote Media Incorporation, QMCI, Mobile Pro Corporation, MOBL, XKEM, RGRP, ACHI, IMNR, Unigene Laboratories Incorporation, UGNE, CKEIE, Opexa Therapeutics Incorporation, OPXA, Cargo Connection Logistics Holding Incorporation, CRGO, MGEN, Axial Vector Engine Corporation, AXVC, and NVAO.
Have you been denied a credit card, car loan, mortgage, apartment rental, or even a cell phone? Your credit score is probably under 720. Change your score and change your financial future with Philip Tyrone's 7 Steps to a 720 Credit Score. We'll show you how to raise your credit score for free. In just weeks, this simple system can get you approved and save you money.
That knocked our interest rates down from 11% to 7%.
I ended up saving $2,500 a month.
The first 100 callers will get Philip Tyrone's groundbreaking book for free. Just pay processing. That's a $30 value free. And if you call within the next 15 minutes, you'll get a free ticket to a phone-in seminar with Philip Tyrone himself. This exciting personal teleseminar will show you how to instantly improve your credit score and save money every month. Don't let a foreclosure, bankruptcy, missed payments, or short sale get in the way of your financial future.
Don't wait. To order, call 1-800-862-7840. That's 1-800-862-7840. Call now.
Technology stocks gains piled up and helped the broader market recover from an early stumble on Friday. Led by Oracle and Research in Motion following their strong earnings reports, major indexes traded near the flat line in recent action. After posting a 45-point decline at its morning low, the Dow Jones Industrial Average was recently up 8 points or 0.1%. The tech-heavy NASDAQ Composite Index posted the strongest performance of the major indexes, up 1%, boosted by a 10.1% rise in RIM and a 6.3% gain in Oracle. The S&P 500 was up 0.3%, led by a 1.3% gain in its technology sector. Traders said the market had also been affected by a flurry of trades related to expiring options and future bets, though the activity may tail off as the afternoon wears on. Composite trading in the New York Stock Exchange listed companies recently hit 3.8 billion shares, a pace that will likely push activity above the full-day average for 2009 by the bell.
Thank you for tuning in to another TBC Daily News Update. I'm Brandon Vincent.
And I'm Angelina Soriano.